Thank you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. There we are, together again on the radio. Another thing that has happened to me that I have never understood is the following. I am the ultimate confrontationalist. I'm a professional arguer. It's what I do for a living. And I believe in being right up front with people. This is very off-putting for some people. They're not used to that. People are used to hearing "have a nice day" all the time from people who absolutely despise them. People who ask how they are and don't really care how they are. The world, we sugarcoat everything with niceness. In the United States, we're the worst offenders of all. We're just full of niceness for people we can't stand, full of courtesy. Everybody's a potential business contact, so we just pour some sugar on people. That's what we do. We kiss their ass. It's what we do. So no one really likes it very much, I must tell you, when you get right in their face and you're honest. You know, it's amazing, especially in relationships. Women always say they want us to be honest. And then when we say they look fat in that dress, or when we say they might be wrong in an argument they're having with their boss or whatever, suddenly they give us crap for saying these things. They want us to lie. Not only that, they lie to us about all kinds of things. These are my real breasts. This is my real hair color. The doctor told me I can't have kids. I'm 29 years old. I weigh 105 pounds. I'm a size 4. I mean, the number of lies women tell us are just huge. And yet men are expected to be honest and upfront. Then when we are honest and upfront, women complain. Also, women want us to be open with our feelings. And it's my feeling that the more open we are about our feelings, the more women penalize us for it. Now, I tell guys all the time, the best way to get a woman is to ice her. To be mysterious, unreliable, to say you'll be places, then not show up, to say you'll call on a particular day, then don't call for a week. Rather than alienating most women, it actually titillates them. No woman wants to be with a guy who has time to answer the phone on Friday night. No woman wants to be with a guy who answers the phone on half a ring, or who answers the phone at all. Better that you get a voicemail and return the call in 5 days. That they like. When a woman calls your number on a Friday night, usually after she just got flaked on or dumped by some other cooler guy than you, when you get that call on Friday night, believe me, it's not because she suddenly realized she needs a date. It's because she suddenly realized she needed a date after some cool guy who could do better than her actually did and flaked on her or told her, forget it, I'm not going to show up. Then she calls you, and you answer on half a ring. What do you think she thinks of you? The trick is not to answer that phone, not to be available, not to be around, not to be where you said you would be at the time you said you would be there. To appear to be busy all the time. All the time. Simple as that. It's not very complicated. Now, I must tell you that I have had an experience where I have let my guard down. And we've all done it as guys. Some of us do it more than others. You let your guard down, and you let a woman know you like her. We've all had this weakness from time to time, some of us more than others. For example, when you meet a really hot chick, really, really, really otherworldly hot, sometimes you tend to forget the basics, and even your professor has forgotten the basics from time to time, made exceptions to the rule, and finds out the rules were there for a reason. So there have been times in my life when I met somebody I was just crazy about. Just, oh, my God, look at this woman. I can't believe how hot she is. I can't believe how great this is. And she's just fallen into my lap. I made the mistake of, like, maybe calling once too many times, or maybe revealing that I'm interested a little too much, and then get shut down. Never, ever spend your time telling a woman how beautiful she is, how lucky you are. She'll eat you alive. She will take that information and use it against you. She'll say to herself, if he likes me, imagine how much better I could do than this slob. The trick is to always keep women guessing, always keep them on edge, always keep them feeling insecure about the way they look or how old they are, how much they weigh. If you keep them on edge, they stay interested. The minute a woman gets self-confidence, she dumps you for some other guy who can do better than her. That's the way of the world, guys. Here is something that has happened to me that I have never understood, okay? Ever chatting up a chick and like you're going to get together with her? Maybe you've never gone out with her, okay? It's going to be the first time you see her, or maybe the second time, or maybe the third time. But that's about it. You talk to the chick, and she tells you, oh, I'd love to go out with you. Yes, Friday night is great. Oh, that's perfect. And then you never talk to her again. You call her number. She's using caller ID. She's screening you out. You can tell. You leave messages. She doesn't return your calls. You send her email. She now has a new email address. You get that message on AOL. You ever get that message? User does not like this address, or user not accepting emails from this address. There are sometimes women just decide for some reason to cut us off before anything's even happened. And I'm sure there are guys who do it. And as a guy, I'll give you my perspective. I cut chicks off when they sound too interested. Too interested, too fast, too soon. Whack. I chop them off. But I have had chicks where my interest level was purely that I called them. Maybe I called them reliably at the time I said I would. I generally, at this point, am mature enough and have enough experience to be in practice and not to be telling women, oh, I'm crazy about you, and then call them at 9:01 in the morning when they just got into the office, and 4:59 before they leave work, and then 6:31 when they get home, and 6:32 to see if everything's still all right. You ever know somebody like that? We had somebody who used to work around here like that. Would meet a chick and then would call her 47 times a day. But I'm not talking about, stalkers and crazy people. I'm just talking about normal guys. Guys acting normally. Guys acting like guys. It's so easy with technology to stay in touch with people, but it's even easier to cut people off. Because you know who's calling. You can block people's emails. You can block their instant messages. And so you have these situations where a chick sounds interested and says, yes, call me back. I had one. I'm going to tell you about one I had. This was a chick where every time we were going to get together, something went wrong. Car broke down. She couldn't make it. She was there, but she didn't see me. I didn't see her. Where were you? I was in front of the place. I was in back of the place. Well, maybe next time. Maybe it wasn't meant to be this time. Blah, 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 blah. So I had this one chick. I'm like, all right, let's make this happen. In fact, let's not wait for the weekend. How about Tuesday? And she said, fine. I said, okay, Tuesday. Where are we going? She said, I don't care where we go. In fact, if you want to come to my place, just come to my place. I say, I've never been to your place. Where do you live? And here's what she says. Instead of giving me the address, she says, call me on Tuesday and I'll tell you where I am. So Tuesday rolls around, and I call her, and I get her voicemail. I get online. She doesn't show up on my buddy list for 12 hours. Send her an email. Doesn't check her email. Doesn't check my email from her. And did not hear from her again. Did not hear from her again. Now, I know plenty of people have had this experience, but I want to talk to the people who do this. The people who instead of saying, you know what, you're a jerk, don't call me anymore. Or, you know what, you're not my type. Or, you know what, I have a boyfriend. Or, I'm married. Or, I have a broken leg. Or, whatever. You know, you just say something so that the person doesn't make a fool of themselves. I have never understood people who say, yeah, Tuesday, great, call me, and then they disappear. And then, you don't even know, like, did they disappear because they forgot? Then when they remembered, they were embarrassed that they forgot, and so they didn't know what to say, so they just disappeared? Was this the plan all along to say, yeah, Tuesday, and then, you know, whack my nuts off after that? I don't know. I don't understand it. I tend to be upfront. If I'm not interested, I just say, I'm not interested. I have told women that we'd gone out on 3 dates and we hadn't had sex. There was clearly no chemistry, and so I'm done. I've had that discussion with women. You can't be serious. Yes, I am, but I've been upfront. I didn't just cut them off. I said, yes, I'm serious. 3 dates, no sex, there's no chemistry here. Not happening. I've been honest. I've told women that I'm not looking to make any new female friends or to go out drinking Frappuccino with them and hear about the people they're really attracted to, their boyfriends, their ex-boyfriends, their future boyfriends. No interest in that. I'm not here to be your gay hairdresser, your gay friend, your pal, your buddy. No interest. But I've been so upfront, so expressive. The way you hear me on the radio, I'm even worse because I can say anything. And I have said it frequently in rude, salty, crude language to make sure I'm understood. When I don't call somebody, it isn't just out of the blue that I disappear. When I don't call somebody, generally, I give a speech outlining why you won't be hearing from me. And then you don't. And I have had to look at some uncomfortable faces. People like grimace as I tell them the reasons I have no interest in them. As I tell them that they will not be seeing or hearing from me again. Because I'm not going to waste my time being your buddy. Okay? I've got a long list of friends that I've known for a very long time. I got pals. Super Bowl Sunday, I got a group of pals going to watch Super Bowl with me. That's the way it works. I don't need any new pals on the list. I am all palled out. If I meet a chick and I talk to her, it's for one reason and one reason only. To get between her thighs. That's it. And if that's not happening, or it doesn't look promising, or it doesn't look like as much fun as I thought it would be, that's it, done. And I say so. And I would be perfectly happy if anybody who's not interested would just tell me, you know what? I'm tired of you. You know what? It's taking too long for us to get together. You know what? I thought I was interested, but I'm not. You know what? My ex-boyfriend, my ex-husband came out of the woodwork. You know what? I lied to you. I have a daughter. I know you don't like kids. Therefore, I didn't tell you about my kid, and I was afraid to tell you, but what's the point? Here I am hiding, and I figured once you found out I had a daughter, then what's the point? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, whatever. Because sometimes I've popped them like a zit eventually when I used a strange phone. And they picked up because they saw the caller ID and they didn't recognize it. It turned out to be me, and then finally you get them to tell the real reason. But I would like to know why you've done it. Like, have you shut people down? Now, I'm not talking about the stalkers, the pedophiles, the creeps. I'm just talking about you suddenly had a change of heart or something and you didn't know what to say, so you just stopped communicating with somebody. Man or woman, I don't care. Have you ever just suddenly said to yourself, oh, it's him again. Oh, I don't want to take that call. Oh, tell him I'm not here right now. Yes, I know he called 3 days ago. Tell him I'm not here. Tell him I'm gone for a week. Tell him. I don't care what you tell him. And what I want to find out from you is why you just don't tell the person the reason you never, ever want to talk to them again. By the way, I'll put one more thing in here before I take this break. Sometimes In the case of this one woman who said she would meet me on Tuesday and call me on Tuesday and I'll give you my address and my apartment number, I think that somewhere in there she started seeing her ex-husband or ex-boyfriend or something, and she wanted to keep me warming up in the bullpen in case things didn't work out. I do believe that. So she didn't want to tell me, I don't want to talk to you anymore, because in a month she might not feel that way. After she's been royally banged over and over and over for 28 days, 30 days, whatever, she might decide it's not working and then want to pick up where we left off, trying to set up this first date. So I do think that that is sometimes possible. But if trying to understand why people do this, why you've done this, why you were talking to somebody and they had... I'm not talking about people that you told not interested. So, Dean, make sure, if a woman calls up here, or a man, and says, I told him I wasn't interested, that's not what I'm looking for. The person thought you were interested. You never said anything negative. You never said, don't call me anymore. You never said, you're not my type. You never said anything. You just flat out stopped communicating. Why?
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
Tom is a talk master, so you can't get on this radio and say certain things to him because he's going to eat you alive.
The Tom Leykis Show.
It's the Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. Thank you for tuning in. All right, Janine on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello?
Is that a question or a statement, Janine?
Pardon me?
Is that a question or a statement?
That is a statement.
Ah, okay. Hello.
Hello there.
Yes.
So yeah, I was just going to say that I think a lot of girls do that to guys because, well, personally I've done it a few times, but I think you just become a coward.
Why does it take courage to tell somebody you're not interested? I don't understand.
It's not that it takes courage, it's just, I don't know, every time I've ever done it, I just wanted to avoid the person at all costs. Like, I don't even know what clicks in your head and what turns that off, but you just...
I don't think people think about it. Wouldn't it be easier to get rid of the person by telling them you're not interested?
Probably, but it depends. Some people just don't want to confront that person again. Like, you'll go from seeing someone for, I don't know, maybe a few months, all of a sudden you just don't even want to look at them anymore. Like, I don't really know why it happens. It just does.
Fine, but then you get rid of them by saying, you know what, I don't want to see your face anymore.
I know, but sometimes if you work with them or you know...
Now that's why I tell people don't fish off the company pier.
Well, yeah, obviously.
That's what happens. But I'm not even talking about people I've worked with, because I haven't dated anyone I've worked with in 20 years. Okay?
Good.
I haven't and I don't, okay?
Smart choice.
So I am talking about people who you date, that you meet in the normal course of your life.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be anywhere you meet them, okay? You meet them at a bar or at a club, or, you know, in the process of you belong to a club, you're hiking or boating or whatever you're doing. And you meet somebody and they give you their number, you give them your number, and then they're trying to set up a date and they disappear.
Yeah.
I mean, why?
Have you never done this before yourself?
Well, no. Here's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm overly, probably, expressive. I tell people, and you know why? Because for me, it's easier to say, you know what, you're annoying.
You've never blown someone off, though, just to avoid them. Never?
I'm not saying never,
yeah.
but more often than not, I do the exact opposite. I sit them down and give them more information than they ever wanted about why I'm not interested.
Yeah, I guess I respect that more, actually.
Because you know what happens? Generally, they don't want to hear that anymore, so they stop calling.
True.
And then I don't have to hide from them.
Yeah, but sometimes if you want to say that because that's the truth, you still just don't want to come off being a jerk, you know?
No, yeah, you forget who you're talking to, darling.
No, well, not you.
I am a jerk.
Myself. Yeah, I know you are.
I'm a complete jerk. And so I take glee in sitting down and looking someone in the eye going, you know what? Never will that ever happen. Ever.
Well, see, that's different because you have to live up to your reputation.
No. There are many of these women I talk to who don't know what I do for a living. Remember, my show's aimed at guys.
Yeah.
There are women out there who've never heard of this show, or me. So I meet women all the time who say, what do you do for a living? And I say, oh, I do a radio show. Oh, what station? And they want to tune in. But they don't know who I am, and they don't know what my reputation is. I don't do it to live up to a reputation. I do it because it's who I am.
Right. Because
I don't have time for drama. I don't have time for phone calls and listening to my answering machine to see who's calling. I don't have time for that.
Mm-hmm.
I have told people point blank. I told at least one woman, I've told more than one woman, that I was seeing somebody else and actually went into detail about what we did on a date.
Mm-hmm.
Or I told one woman I was dating one time, don't call me till tomorrow because I'm on a date tonight and I won't be home till tomorrow.
Yeah.
So there's no hinting around there. That's pretty much telling them.
Yeah, true. I think what I've done in the past is I kind of brush them off a bit, avoid the phone calls, and then, you know, a few times, of course, I've told them right to their face, you know, this isn't working and stuff like that, but I don't really enjoy that part of it. I guess.
It's not a matter of enjoying that part of it. Here's the part I don't enjoy. Having to hide with the phone ringing all the time.
Yeah.
That's a lot less enjoyable, and it lasts a lot longer.
Or not saying anything to them and then running into them somewhere.
That's like would you rather have a flu shot that stings for a second, or would you rather have the flu for 3 weeks?
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I was a dope. I chose the flu, and next time I'm choosing the flu shot.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, though, I do the telephone equivalent of the flu shot. When somebody calls me and I don't want to see them, I say, look, this is never happening, okay? Just like that.
That's honest, yeah.
Well, but I don't do it for the other person's benefit. I do it for mine.
Well, yeah, if you don't want to see them anymore, you just want to tell them straight up.
I want them to stop calling, stop writing, stop sending text messages, stop emailing me. I mean, now there's 4,000 different ways people can get in touch with you. Stop, stop, stop.
Leave me alone.
Well, that's right. And I don't know why people, like, do they get joy out of seeing people calling them constantly or leaving them messages or sending them emails that are unresponded to? I mean,
no, not at all.
How do you feel about that? Ever get an email from a guy and he writes you like once every week for 6 months?
I would never let it go on that long, no.
So what would you do then?
I would have told him probably after the first one or two. You know?
After the first one? Why do you wait that long?
I don't know. I don't always in every situation, but many times I have been kind of a coward and just tried to get the message through someone else, like answer the phone, tell them I'm not here, or tell them I'm out with someone else.
Right.
I don't know why. But, yeah, honestly, I've done it.
I understand, Janine. Thank you.
Tom Leykis.
1-800-5800-TOM.
My wife is trying to egg me into buying her some leather pants.
She wants other men to look at her ass the way you did.
Right.
Why would you want to make it easier for them to enjoy your wife's ass?
Exactly. I should buy her a damn moo-moo.
The Tom Leykis Show.
It's the Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. That's our telephone number. All right, there you go. You're chatting up somebody. They're chatting you up. You're talking about getting together, and for some reason you just decide you're going to whack them off. That's it, done. You're just going to cut off contact with them. They're calling you. They're leaving you messages. They're emailing you. And for some reason you just don't want to tell them why you disappeared, and you don't want to tell them to get lost. You don't want to tell them don't waste your time. I got to know why. Andrea on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi. I'm guilty of this, that's for sure.
All right, why?
Why? I had met this guy, and we hung out a couple times, and then all of a sudden, I don't know what it is, but I just didn't like him anymore, and I didn't want to see him, and
all of a sudden, you didn't know why you didn't like him anymore?
Yeah, I have no idea why. And so I stopped contact with him for a while, and then I felt bad, and so then I called him, and I told him I might be moving, And that's the last point I left it, so I'm just hoping he assumes that I moved.
Wouldn't it be easier to just say, you know what, this isn't working?
Yeah,
so he would stop?
I don't know what...
I mean, don't you feel any guilt when you get an email from somebody like that, or they leave you a message, or you see their phone number and your caller ID again?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, he keeps calling and keeps, leaving me messages, and I just, I don't answer his calls, I don't return his calls,
Right.
and I'm just hoping that he'll just, quit and just stop calling me. I don't know what else to do.
But you do know what else to do. Tell him.
But I don't want to do that.
Why not?
I don't want to hurt his feelings.
Stop. Stop. You don't give a rat's ass about him. Because if you did, you'd tell him.
Right.
By the way, if he's a jerk or if he treated you in a weird way or something, don't you think if you really cared about him, you'd be helping him so that he doesn't make the same mistake with the next girl?
Right.
I mean, let's say he's a complete jerk. If you cared about him, you'd tell him there's the specific reason why you don't want to talk to him.
Yeah, probably.
So you don't care about him. You care about you.
That's true. No, I don't want to tell him because I don't want to seem like a bad person.
But, dear, if you have a legitimate reason for not wanting to talk to him, that doesn't make you a bad person. It's a legitimate reason.
Well, I don't have a reason. I just don't want to hang out with him anymore. I don't want to talk to him,
and there's no reason. He didn't make any mistakes. He was perfect.
No, I mean, he was a nice guy. I don't know what it is. I just don't want to talk to him. Something about it, I'm just like, I don't know. So
you could tell him, you know what? I thought I was interested, but I'm not. I don't know why. I can't do it. By the way.
I can't do it. And I changed my phone
guess how
number,
much you change your phone number. Guess how much worse he feels when he calls you and you don't talk to him.
I know. I know.
He might feel bad hearing you say you don't want to see him anymore. How much worse is it that you disappeared, never to be heard from again? Ever.
I mean, is that what guys would rather hear? You know what? I don't want to see. I don't.
Are you kidding me? I'd rather save my cell phone minutes. I'd rather not be wasting my time sending you email or trying to send you instant messages when you've blocked me.
Right.
Just tell me so I can move on.
All right. I mean, so that's your advice? I should do that?
Yeah. Well, you waited a little too long for him.
Yeah.
You've already hurt him.
Right.
I mean, if you think you'd be hurting his feelings by saying, well, I don't want to talk to you anymore, imagine how much it hurts. You see, you don't have to hear it. So you can just pretend it doesn't exist. Here's somebody who has to wonder why you just shut him down.
Yeah, that's true. Well,
I mean,
good to know in the future.
Other than you not wanting to be with him, is he a nice guy?
No, he's a nice guy. I don't know what it is.
So just imagine this nice guy who didn't do anything wrong. He didn't hurt you.
I know. That's why I feel bad. It's like...
No, but you don't feel bad, because if you felt bad, you would tell him, I don't want you to waste your time. Let me tell you why I haven't taken your calls. I want to tell you why. But rather than having you call me all the time, here's what's happening. And then you fill in the blank. You say, I thought I was more interested than I was. I'm just not.
I'm not that type of person. I don't like confrontation. I don't like confronting someone with that.
But confrontation is better than mystery.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's all about you not liking confrontation. It's all about you. You don't care about how he feels.
I do.
You only care about how you feel. You don't care about how he feels.
Well, I mean, I wish he would just stop calling.
He won't. Because you never told him to stop.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, when you're the person on the other end, you always start making excuses like maybe her mom died, maybe she left the country. Maybe she has a disease and she doesn't want to tell me. I mean, you can start making up the wildest things.
Yeah.
He'll stop calling. Tell him to stop calling.
You think I should tell him now?
Yes. Well, is he still calling?
He's called probably a week or so ago.
All right, so he's still calling.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, you should.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, we can make the call right now. I could be your Rock of Gibraltar. I'll be here for you to be your support.
No, I don't think I want to do that.
Call him right now. In fact, if you want, I'll tell him.
But I don't think I want to do that because I might run into this person later on.
Oh, that's even worse. You might run into him. So,
I know.
So you're going to ignore his calls, ignore his emails, ignore his instant messages, and then run into it.
I know.
And then he looks at you and he says, I've been calling you. Where have you been?
Mm-hmm.
Then what are you going to say?
Well, my plan was if I run into him, I'll make up another excuse.
Why?
I don't know. I just couldn't tell that to somebody. I feel so bad. I don't have.
So you are obligated to be interested in everybody who's interested in you?
Am I obligated?
Are you obligated?
No.
So every single person you meet that is interested in you, you are obligated to feel the same way about them that they feel about you.
No.
Well, why do you feel badly when there's somebody who likes you more than you like them?
I don't know. That's a good question.
That's my point, dear. You call him tonight and tell him to stop calling.
Okay.
Apologize to him for not
saying. Don't sugarcoat it. Just be flat out.
Be flat out. Tell him, well, first of all, apologize. You tell him, I know you've been calling.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know how to handle it. But I talked to somebody. Tell him you talked to me.
Okay.
Tell him I said to be upfront about it.
Mm-hmm.
And to stop ignoring him.
Okay.
And to tell him that, look, there's no point in calling you anymore. Nothing's going to happen between us. And I didn't know how to tell you. So, obviously, you don't take the hint. Because you know what? Guys don't take hints. Guys don't read the code.
Mm-hmm.
We don't. We're not chicks. Women are the queens of... You ask a woman, what's the matter? Nothing. And then we're supposed to figure it out.
Right.
Guys aren't like that.
Okay.
So you're trying to have him take the hint? Maybe he probably thinks your phone's out of order.
Yep.
Or you were sent out of the country for a couple of months.
Yeah. So I will take your advice, Tom, and I'll get up the strength and dial his number and call him, I guess.
That is exactly what you have to do.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-866.
Maybe I can be one of your interns.
Oh, you can be one of my interns any time, but we put you through a rigorous training.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. This is Sandra on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Sandra.
Nice to talk to you.
Well, here we are now.
Oh, yes, Tom. I wanted to comment about this person. Oh, yes. Okay, I was cheating with this guy, with this particular guy, when I was married. Hello?
I'm listening to you.
Oh, okay. And I was seeing him on and off, and you don't get tired of it, but you just try to avoid him, and just knowing that he's around, it was okay. But then after it was calling all the time, it's I really didn't want to talk to you no more. But I just had to lie and lie and lie, and then I was just trying to avoid his calls, leaving him messages, and I was not returning his calls no more. And I was just had to tell my friend, just tell him I'm started going to school, or anything I could think of.
Why didn't you tell him the truth?
Because
I don't know. It's just hard. I mean, just with this particular person, I don't know why it was just so hard just to tell him I was not interested anymore. You know, it was just, you know.
I mean, this happens all the time. People have affairs, and then when they split up with their husband or their wife, the person they were having the affair with suddenly, you know, that was as good as they could do while they were married because it was convenient, but now they can do even better, and they don't want to see that person anymore. It happens all the time.
Right. I don't know. I can't, even to now, I can't tell him. I just wish he could just stop calling.
But he won't.
He calls the
You can wish for that.
I was even thinking of, you know, having you calling him from a, you know, talk shows that you had. You know.
I'll call him.
Oh, I know you will.
I'll handle it for you. You know me. I'll get right in there, roll up my sleeves, and get the job done. Our email address is my name. It's Tom@blowmeuptom.com.
The Tom Leykis Show.